Well, hello everybody, curl friends and guys. Welcome back to my channel, The Silver Crown. And if this is your first time visiting, thank you so much for visiting. And if this is not your first time visiting, thank you so much for hanging in there with me all this past year and a half or so that I have been a natural. I have a special guest with me today, and we're going to be talking about some interesting things. Not very long. We're not going to keep you very long, but I wanted to bring someone else on that is a veteran natural, and to hear some of the things that she does and how she came to become natural. And I thought you'd be interested in hearing that. So if you are, hang in there with us, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, so we're back with our special guest, and our special guest today is Alicia, who happens to be my oldest daughter. Yay! Me. Anyway, so welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Anyway, um, so the reason that I asked Alicia to come on my channel, I have been trying to get her to come on my channel for forever. So I happened to catch her on her day off and kind of hijacked her, and so she's here with us. So the reason that I asked her to come is because she's been natural for several years now, and I just thought that it would be helpful if she gave us some of her tips and tricks or any advice that she might have. But I wanted to start by asking you, Alicia, first of all, how long have you been natural? So you can tell our followers and viewers how long you've been natural.
I have been natural going on five years now. I did not do the big chop. I actually gradually cut the relaxer out of my hair over some time. My motivation from going from relaxed hair to natural hair was my hairstylist. Um, she kept on encouraging me to go natural, and I'm like, no, no, no. I like my perm. I like my perm. And then over time, she just kept straightening my hair. And after a while, I just didn't have the relaxer in it. So I just slowly just continued to cut my ends, cut my ends, cut my ends. And I cut the last of my relaxer out year before last.
And where was that at? Where'd you do that?
Here.
Oh, you were
right
here.
over there.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were on the East Coast when you did that.
No, I was.
Okay.
Yep, I was right over there.
So let me ask you this, because your hair seems to be, and let me just tell everybody that all of that is her hair. It's not any extensions or sew-ins or weave-ins or anything like that. That's all her natural hair. Um, so when you just slowly, you're saying that you were just cutting it out, little at a time, little at a time. So how many years went by, or how long did it take you before you knew that it was all out?
About 3 years.
So it took about 3 years. So it was like a transition, though. You were transitioning,
Yes.
and you were chopping a little at a time, little at a time. Okay. So I've
Yes.
heard of people doing that, and when I transitioned, I just kind of cut off 6 inches at one time, and then I waited another 4 months, and then I cut off like a half an inch, and so I think our journey in that respect was a little bit different. And I had stopped putting heat on my hair probably 7 years ago. So in that respect, we're a little bit different because I don't do salons. I don't like salons. I don't like people messing in my hair. And I don't like the smell of burning hair and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want heat damage. So I don't do salons. But it seemed to have worked for you, though. So that's good. Okay. So um, when you did you find that the products that you used um, changed on you, or as your hair was going through the transition, did you have to change your products, or what did you find the most challenging about transitioning like that?
I think the most challenging was trying to get reacquainted with my natural hair, my natural curl pattern, the difference in how it felt from when I had relaxed hair. It's such a drastic difference, and you don't realize that until you're transitioning and you got straight hair and then crinkled hair, and it was very very challenging for me. Oftentimes through my journey, I wanted to go back to relaxed hair. I wanted to go back to the heat. And I can honestly say I don't put heat on my hair. I haven't put heat on my hair. I've been here 2 years. I probably stopped putting heat on my hair about a year and a half before I moved from the East Coast here. So I don't put heat on my hair ever. I let it air dry. But again, going back to that, it was just a transition from the straight hair, the straight silky hair, to my hair.
The convenient hair.
Yes, the convenient hair to my natural hair. And my natural hair is very, very coily. It's very coily, and it's very thick.
Always has been. I know. I combed it. Okay, just saying.
So it's been a challenge. I found myself getting frustrated, but I told myself that I wasn't going to continue to put stuff in my hair and close to my scalp that wasn't good for me. So a lot of things that I noticed that changes your hair texture. Eating the right things is important. Eating junk is not good for you. It's not good for your hair. It's not good for you. But again,
so it's a very personal choice then, as far as whether you transition or whether you big chop or whether you relax or not. The thing is, your natural hair is your natural hair. And in my personal opinion, once you do something that changes the natural texture of your hair, it's no longer natural. It's been manipulated somehow. So, and I'm not talking about, stretching your hair out. I mean, when you chemically alter it or you alter it by any heat process, to me, it's not natural. It might be pretty, but it's not natural. That's my opinion. So, but it is a personal choice, whether you want to use relaxers or not. Some of you know that I use relaxers from the age of 15, and I just stopped relaxing my hair just under 2 years ago. So that's all I did. Before that, I used a hot pressing comb. So my hair, I don't know that I'd ever seen my natural hair, except for when the relaxer was wearing out. And then I knew I'd better do something because I was getting all these little broken pieces and stuff, and I had to do something, but that's all I knew. So, so when you found that when you were dealing with the two different textures and stuff, was there a specific go-to product that you went to?
I found myself going towards the Orse olive oil curling pudding. I found that to be the most helpful while I was transitioning. Now, once I had cut all of the relaxed hair out, I didn't find a use for it anymore. And primarily because I kept my hair similar to yours. I kept it in tight twists, and it got to the place where the only thing that I was adding was just my leave-in conditioner and my oil, and that was it. I didn't have to put any gels or anything in it because my natural hair is already curly. And so when you're taking the time to twist your hair, the smaller that your twists are, we all know that, or some of us might not. The smaller that your twists are, the more curl definition that you have. The more often that you wear your hair like that, your hair will hold. It's almost like if you go to a salon and you're getting your hair flat ironed and wrapped.
She likes being pampered.
Once you train your hair to wrap, it'll automatically wrap like that. So the same thing applies with natural hair. You have to train your hair.
Okay, so So you mentioned the ORS product. Now, strangely enough, the ORS product, when I was transitioning, did not work well for me. Now, it could have been a couple of things. One, it could have been because I have a lot of gray, and gray hair by nature is just a different texture than normal black hair or blonde hair or anything like that. And number two, when I started my transition, I was in Canada. And I was in British Columbia, Canada, where it is a rainforest. And I find that the ORS pudding that she mentioned has a lot of glycerin in it, and glycerin was not my friend. Not then, not when I was transitioning. So I still have a jar of that ORS pudding stuff. It's in Canada. And I'm here because it just didn't work for me. And so now let me ask you this. What do you feel is your favorite or the best product for you now? Because now you're out of your transition. You're completely out of your transition, and you have completely natural hair.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your
Yes.
go-to product now?
Uh, I love shea butter. Shea butter's your friend.
Shea butter.
Shea butter. Shea butter, and I like
She likes the formula that I made for her.
shea butter. I like glycerin. You just have to be careful with that
During the summer.
yes,
It'll dry your hair out.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I love shea butter, and I love conditioner, leave-in conditioners. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm still trying to find my niche as far as the leave-in conditioner that I like the best. The one that I did use all the time, I found out it wasn't good for your hair, so my heart was broke,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had to stop using that. And I can't. It was a Cream of Nature brand,
Mm-hmm.
but I loved the Cream of Nature's, and it's not good for your hair, so I had to stop using that. But yes, shea butter, shea butter, shea butter. I love shea butter. I love olive oils, shea butters. I like the solid oils, and then the glycerin. I really don't put like too many creams in my hair
Mm-hmm.
unless it's that mixture that you made, which is solid oil and the liquid oil. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't really put any creams in my hair though. It's mainly just oil and water. That's it.
So your leave-in conditioners are more liquidy than they are creamy, would you say?
No, my leave-in conditioners, yeah.
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 No, yeah.
Yeah, I had to think about what you were saying. Yeah, when I purchased them, they're kind of thick, and then
Yeah.
I break it down
Ah,
with some.
you add water to it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
break it down with some bottled water.
Okay. Okay. So, and in that respect, see, our hair is very different. My hair is low density and it's fine. And the front of my hair is very high porosity. And the back of my hair is either normal or low porosity. I think it's normal porosity. So I have to do the front of my hair where it's concentrated gray. I have to treat it a little differently than I do the rest of my hair. This part requires a lot of moisturizing. And if I put glycerin on it, unless it's raining or very high humidity, forget it. I mean, it's just going to completely dry my hair out. Doesn't work for me. Now, Alicia, on the other hand, glycerin works great for her hair, but I cannot use it. It's very tricky, because it only has a certain dew point. After that, it'll just wick the moisture right out of your hair. And when you already have chronically dry hair, such as gray hair is known to be sometimes, you really have to be careful as far as using glycerin because it'll break your hair off. So now, as far as the porosity of your hair, right? I think yours is more normal or low porosity because her hair holds moisture a long time. Mine's does not hold moisture that long. It doesn't. Just in the back, in the very back, and even up here, the crown of my hair. This is a very loose curl. It's just very loose. In the back is tighter. It's more kinky in the back. And I don't know if that's because I sleep a lot on my back. I'm not sure why that is. The sides is different from the top. So I've got this mixture going on my hair. Do you find that you have mixtures or is your hair pretty much the same all over?
My hair pretty much feels the same all over, and it takes a very long time for my hair to dry. If I were to wash my hair, let's just say today, my hair won't be completely dry. Today's Thursday. So about Saturday evening.
Wow.
Yeah. It takes a
So it takes
long.
her hair about 2 3 days to dry. So you don't use a diffuser or
I
anything
don't
like
put
that on your hair.
anything, nothing
Okay.
in my hair. Nothing.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite style? I know what her favorite style is, but I want her to tell you guys because I'm trying to get her to wear her hair out more often.
I like my hair pulled up in a bun, nice and taut. It to me, it's just I like my hair out too, and uh, my man he loves when I wear my hair out, but I prefer to have it twisted and pulled back. I just this to me is just it's just something to be said about when it's twisted up and pulled back. And my favorite is to pull it back up in a ponytail and do a little bun. But
Like a Bantu knot.
yes, but I do like it when I take the time to twist it in a different direction and then use bobby pins or whatever. Either way, it's still up my hair. It's still, I love my protective styles. I love them.
She loves her. Yes, she does. And I'm always trying to get her wear your hair out, wear her hair out because it's so beautiful. And she just won't. Or her sister, they just won't. But anyway, okay. So now, do you find because some of the people on my channel are older women. We're older women. Some of us are in our 60s, and some of us are in our 50s, and there's a couple that are nearer to 70s or whatever. Do you find that your hormones changing affects the way your hair responds to different products, or like have you seen a difference in your hair since you knew you were completely natural and your last say 2 birthdays or something like that?
Um,
Hormonally, do you think that you have to take special care of your hair because of hormone changes or anything like that?
I can honestly say I haven't noticed it, but I mean, we all know that the ends of our hair are the oldest.
Right.
So because my transitioning from relaxed hair to natural hair was such an ordeal, it was so drastic for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a frustrating thing. I don't think anything outside of that I would pick up on right away. I have noticed that since I've been in Oklahoma, the climate is so different.
Mm-hmm.
It's so different from when I was in Philadelphia. It's just different. The air here is drier,
Yes. Yeah.
and so I find myself drinking a lot of water. I find myself wanting to keep the shea butter on my hair. The reason why I like to use the shea butter, besides that, Jamaican black castor oil,
Mm-hmm.
or just even a pure plain castor oil. It's a thicker oil, and it just holds your hair together. It's great for detangling. It's awesome. I love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like hormonally, I haven't really noticed any changes from the time that I've been natural up until now. I can
Okay.
honestly say no.
Okay. And the reason I asked you that is because I noticed some women do. Like sometimes as we get older, our hair may begin to thin a little bit, especially in the crown. And and then sometimes people deal with stressful life situations and things like that that can cause their hair to thin out and all that. Do you take supplements of any kind, like hair, skin, and nail supplements and stuff like that, or no?
I probably should, but I don't. I take just a one a day women's vitamin. I try to eat a lot of vegetables.
So diet's important then. Yeah,
I try to eat a lot of vegetables. I love fruit. I love fruit.
yeah.
And so I try to eat a lot of vegetables. I try to stay up on my water. I'm horrible with water, but I try to stay up on my water. Drinking a lot of water is really, really important. It's great for circulation. Some people find that they have to massage their scalp using a massage brush or whatever, try drinking water first. It's natural and it's for it was designed for us to consume. So try that first. Stay hydrated. Hydration is important. Diet is important. And then using natural products is important. Try to stay away from heat if at all possible. If you're going to use heat, use natural heat from the sun.
Or at least use a heat protectant. You know, if you go into a salon to get a silk press or whatever, first thing is look at your stylist. How does he or she look? Are they taking care of their own hair? Because if they're not, you probably don't want them messing around in your scalp. I'm just saying. I did a whole video on that, right? So Google it. don't Google it, but search for it on the home screen, the home page of this channel about avoiding bad salon experiences. There's a lot of good advice on there. Do you have any advice for our viewers before we go?
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Do not give up. There was times where I was crying because of that stinking transition. Do not give up. Don't give up. Stay your course. Your hair is so unique. Your hair is so special. It was created just for you. Don't give up on your hair.
You know what? There was one other thing that I wanted to cover before we left, and that is, have you had the challenge that a lot of naturals have had of people just randomly grabbing your hair? Is that a whole nother video? That's all? Okay. You'll have to come back for that one, you guys. The next time we have Alicia on, we'll talk about that don't touch zone. We talked about that a little bit in our last live broadcast that we did, but we'll have some more guests come on and we'll talk about their experiences with that and how they handled it and any advice that they have. So I just want to tell you that this coming Friday, which would be tomorrow, 6:30 Central Time, I am doing a live broadcast. Bear with me, trying to get it set up and everything. We were able to get it working last time when I was live and didn't know it. That was crazy. But anyway, we're going to do it tomorrow, and it's going to be a question and answer time. I'll be reading your chats and trying to answer your questions as best I can. So make sure you're on with us tomorrow evening at 6:30. And anyway, thank you guys for taking your time rather to watch this video. Please share it with your friends. Leave your comments below. Any questions that you have, leave those below too. And above all else, just don't give up and keep it natural. We'll see you next time. See you tomorrow. Bye.